In the tapestry of life, where every thread holds a story, America in black and white emerges as a haven for the voices echoing through the heart of our communities. In this podcast, we wade through the rivers of our collective experiences, celebrating the vibrant hues of change brought forth by the whispers of hope and the roars of action. It's more than just a conversation. It's a journey into the heart of our society, illuminated by the light of those daring to dream and do. Join us, and let your voice be the melody that guides us toward a dawn where every color finds its place in the masterpiece of our shared destiny. Together, let's paint a future brimming with the positives that dwell in our minds and the actions that shape our.
Good evening, family, and welcome to another powerful episode of America in Black and White, where we explore the brilliance, resilience, and innovation of Black leaders shaping our world today. I'm your host, Charles King, and tonight we are honored to spotlight a man whose life's work sits at the intersection of technology, entrepreneurship, spirituality, and global media influence. In a world where digital transformation is rewriting the rules of business, communication, and community building, our guest stands as a visionary who saw the future long before it arrived. He is an engineer by training, a CEO by calling, a mentor by passion, and a global voice by divine assignment. From electronic engineering to international streaming media, from business ownership to motivational speaking, from community engagement to spiritual leadership, Dr. Kevin A. Vaughan has built a legacy rooted in excellence, empowerment, and purpose. Tonight, we dive into his journey, the triumphs, the lessons, the faith, and the extraordinary influences that shaped him, including the profound impact of Dr. Miles Monroe, Les Brown, and Herman J. Russell. Family, get ready. This is going to be a conversation filled with wisdom, strategy, and soul. Let's welcome the incomparable Dr. Kevin A. Vaughan.
Oh,
Hello,
Mr.
sir.
King, how you doing, brother? How you doing? God bless you, man. How's it going today, sir? God bless you.
It's going just great.
Amen.
Glad to have you here. Is there anything you'd like
Oh,
to say to the
what an
audience
honor to
before
be
we
with
get
you,
into the
man.
show?
Absolutely,
Huh?
Mr. King. I got to do it, man. Welcome to the future, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the future. We'll start off with that one
Yes,
today, Brother King.
yes, sir. Dr. Vaughn, take us back. What was your childhood like, and what early experiences shaped your curiosity for technology and leadership?
Amen.
Can
Well,
you
thank
hear
you so
me?
much, Brother King. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time as well, those listening right now as well. You know, one thing I grew up. I was born in North Carolina, Brother King, and grew up in upstate New York, Poughkeepsie, New York. Had great two sisters that I grew up with as well, and a great community, as you know, Brother King. You know, back in the day, at least in our generation, we had good communities. Not to say there isn't any today, but we had pretty good communities where everybody knew everybody, and you could get disciplined real quick. You know, if you got out of hand as well. So that was important to us as well. But also too excited about graduating from high school and went on to college. And Dr. King, Brother King, I went to ACU, which is Savannah University, and that literally changed my life as well, going to the HBCU,
Mhm.
and that's where I took up the engineering school there. So I had a tremendous opportunity to do some great things there in that area. You know, you don't know really what you're going to do, but at least you're going moving forward. So had a great experience at the at Savannah State University now, and a very good experience also growing up. One thing I got to mention to you is that we had some great Christmases growing up too, Brother King. And one of the toys, I should say, one of the things or items that my mom and father gave me was a tape recorder. Can
Oh,
you believe I had a
wow.
tape recorder, man? So one Christmas I got a tape. that I would be doing, what kind of led me into speaking, also to learn what it did and so forth. So I say that pivotal point was having that tape recorder that took me into technology and to podcasting today. That's amazing.
Oh wow. I got a couple of hellos here. I'll put them on the screen. That one's from one of our continued supporters here with the hello, and thank you for joining us. And this one is from
Yeah.
Malachi. It says hi and hello to you as well. Thanks for joining the show. Um, who were the key figures in your upbringing who helped guide your path?
Yeah, I look back on time, say it had to be my uncles, right, on my dad's side. And matter of fact, uncles on both sides, really, mom and dad's side. But I had a lot of great uncles, and they were entrepreneurs. I didn't know it then, but my grandfather was an entrepreneur. He was a farmer. And then I had some uncles that helped my grandfather. He was a farmer. And then I had my
Mhm.
uncle. He was in he had a gas station. Some of my aunties had stores as well. So it's amazing. I think back that I didn't know at the time, but subconsciously and consciously, it kind of influenced me to get into the business world eventually. But I have to say, all my aunts and uncles, and mainly my aunts, because of their influence as well. But my uncles, man, they were hard workers, and they was always doing something in the business world, man. Didn't know it then, but they were good people that I could model after and actually see what they were doing too as well. Pretty cool.
Well, when did you first realize you had a calling beyond a traditional career path? Because as you mentioned, at the era and time in which you and I were growing up, everything was kind of like on that traditional path.
Yeah.
But it seems like you had a mind for exceeding that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Doc. That's a great area. The pivot is always pivot points, ladies and gentlemen, in our lives that we don't know always at the time until you look back. As you know, it's amazing how God lets you pivot, but you don't know if you're pivoting or not. Until you look back and say, "Oh, that was a pivot." So one of my pivots was really, Brother King, was when the Holy Spirit of God called me. I was in college, man, and the Lord started dealing with my heart and mind, and because my goal was to be a good man. I just wanted to be a good person. You want to do right and make your mom and dad proud and all the above. But I have to give props to God, man. God actually called me into to changing my life. I'll say first, and changing my life, and really be about His business as well. So I have to say that experiencing helped me tremendously get on. Knows everything, and He knows exactly what we need to be doing. So why not follow the leader?
So, what's the moment you knew engineering was the right direction for you?
Yeah, the engineering area. I didn't, when I first got to college, I played basketball. I went on a scholarship, Brother King, to college. So I wasn't really thinking about engineering. I was basketball pretty good, and at least the first year anyway. And then the second year, I had to really think about what I wanted to do with my career. But I guess I have to say God had led me in that area because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So thank God I was able to sign up with or for the engineering school there at Savannah State University and get in that path. So I have to give credit to God in that area. And plus, the goal was to just to do my best. And also, I always liked engineering, I guess, and tinkering with things and learning how things work, fixing things as well. So I have to say, give God His credit that He kind of guided me in an area because I really didn't know. So to get into that program there. So my background is in electronic engineering, and I'm so glad I did. It changed my entire life, my friend. Changed my entire life. Amazing.
Well, can you tell us that when dealing with electronic engineering, I mean, don't that involve like an enormous amount of math and coding that goes along with that?
Yeah, background. In high school, my math teacher, she was our algebra, trigonometry, and algebra and trigonometry math teacher. So she was really influential in getting me to college. That's the first thing. Her alma mater was Savannah State University. So her goal was to get us all, not just me, but everybody in our class to college somewhere. So I got to give her props. One of my math teachers. So yes, it was important. So I had to know some. It wasn't a genius or wasn't 100% into the math, but I was able to get through that math classes and be able to get qualified, if you will, or accepted at Savannah State University to keep going. And later on, what Brother King is that the experiences, college and all the learning is great, but I found out that the experiences helped tremendously for me to go to the next level because my first job was building missiles. So I was able to get into the missile system business for the Navy and for the Army. And but my training came from those jobs and from those areas as well. So I have to say that experiences, in addition to the college and the high school, really helped move me forward to that training within the industry, guys. It would have been different.
So, how did these early experiences prepare you for entrepreneurship?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, great question, Brother King. What I found out is that I got real good at solving problems, Brother King. Really good, because your job is required to solve problems, right? So whatever I was doing,
Right.
I had to be able to be really educate myself, but also be trained as well. And later on, Brother King, when I actually retired in 2015, I said, wait a minute, because my was engineering, I also had a lot of training in quality assurance, quality control, and quality training. Also, I had background in Six Sigma, which you're probably familiar with, but trained in that area as well. And I said, wait a minute, man, I've been doing this for somebody else for about 30 years. Why can't I turn that into a business model? So it just made sense. So the very thing I already knew how to do business in a great mentoring system as well on top of that. So that's where all that came from. I was just doing what I already was doing for somebody else. Incredible when I thought about it.
As I think about that, and just thinking about as we're talking about the younger you right now. I mean, how do you feel knowing that in our generation, where you had the actual opportunity to critically think and to get to this point where you are now, where it seems like critical thinking is being taken away from today's society?
Yeah, right. Brother King, that is so critical because today, for some reason, I think it's the educational piece. I think it's the community piece as well. When we grew up, Brother King, is that, we had a different community back then. There was engagement, right? There was accountability, if you will, as well. Obviously, the education piece is so important as well. But I think part of it is the breakdown, a little breakdown of the family, a little breakdown of the community, people not getting involved in each other's lives as far as helping them grow in a specific area. Like, for example, higher learning, higher education, improving ourselves each and every day. Now, not everybody has to go to college. We understand that. But the goal was to always be in constant pursuit of improving yourself on a regular basis. Because you can get all kind of great backgrounds that you need without a college degree. We know that's not for everybody. Even associate's degree is not for everybody. And get licensed in a certain area. And that's very important too. And I think that drive, Brother King, has diminished, I'll say, a little bit in the next generation for various reasons.
So, what challenges did you face as a young Black man entering the engineering field?
Yeah, the biggest area, I guess, Brother King, is that I didn't know of any Black engineers, either from the family. I think I'm the first electronic hire family tree. I can believe that right now.
Um,
And for some
so
reason,
what,
brother, for that, that's on my end.
yeah. So what is one defining moment that changed the trajectory of your life?
Probably the biggest thing is having a family. Wow, when you get married and have your children, man, that helps you grow up a little bit, a whole lot as well. So when you have an opportunity to take care of your house, a man grow up quick if he wants to do that, of course. And that was my goal to have a wonderful family. So I had a beautiful son and have three beautiful granddaughters as well with that, and my beautiful wife on top of that. So I think having a family, Brother King, is really a pivot point. Really, I think most men would love a family, them and guide them towards their success as well. So I have to say the family, my friend. But
Here to say, I have another comment here in the chat where the individual is saying, "How are you?" They're asking a question, "How are you?"
yeah, thank you so much.
So
I'm just excited. Yeah.
so how did your faith influence your personal and professional decisions?
One thing with that area, Brother King, is that for me, the goal was to always be improving myself. I used to teach root cause analysis and also continuous improvement. So, but I had to work on me. And so one of the things, Brother King, is I worked on me. I was working on me on a lot. The goal was to improve myself, yeah, both personally and professionally, and even just enjoying life as well. Just enjoy your life and enjoy your family as you grow up as well. But I have to say that part of my life was to really just improve myself and always helping others and always striving to go to the next level. Because as you know, the world is not going to wait for you, man. Right now, as we speak, business is moving at the speed of sound right now as we speak. So we're kind of excited about that. So I have to say,
Yeah.
just continuously learning and keeping that mindset in the right area. And the goal was to be the best person I could be.
So did you have to make any sacrifices to get to your vision?
Yeah, yeah. I got a little delay here, Brother King. I'm not sure if it's on my end or not, but you might have to repeat that for me. I'm sorry.
Yes. Did you have to make any sacrifices to pursue your vision?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I had any sacrifices per se, other than to be. We always hear Shakespeare saying, "Be true to thy own self," and the goal was to always be uh, perfect. First of all, that's the first thing. But know that I can always improve and get better each and every day. So I'll have to say, yeah, I had a few challenges and as well, because I think that's just part of life. But I believe a lot of those challenges just help you get stronger. They help you get stronger. I love I teach as well, called lessons learned, Brother King, where you learn some lessons. What did you learn? I learned a lot of lessons, my friend. And that, whether it's at work, whether it's at play, with just enjoying the family or working with the family, dealing with problems in the family, all the above. So being able to learn and turn those into a strong and viable learning experience, if you will, at the same time. Just very incredible area.
At this stage in your life, what does legacy mean to you?
Wow, great question. Great question, Mr. King. Yeah, legacy basically it means really helping the next generation, specifically sons and daughters, right? Grandchildren, help them to become what they're supposed to be, because they can't do, what I have done, obviously. So the goal, a legacy, would be able to help the family, help the community, help your church as well, if you're affiliated with church as well, and keep that moving. So the goal is always to help others grow and to find their in their lives and their societies as well. So once I think the legacy is that I hear because I hear other people do that as well. Like for example, my math teacher I mentioned, one of her legacy that she helped me, get to where I needed to be, and she helped me tremendously to get to my goals. So my goal should be the same thing to help others get to their goals, Brother King. So I think that's important to make sure family, our community, our church, community as well, and anybody else that we meet, help them grow and help them get to their needs as well.
A little bit about your work here as a CEO and your entrepreneurship. And I thought that this is more than just a substantial area, of discussion because I'm trying to get many people in our communities to think more about entrepreneurship. It seems like I don't know if it's hard or what's the difficulties, but it's like it's taking some time. So can you tell us what inspired you to create the MLT Network LLC?
Yeah, Brother King, for some reason, still getting a delay there. So I think I got to know on how I got started in entrepreneurship, I believe. So we're really excited about that area. One of the biggest areas I think is that one of my mentors, Dr. Carnes, he talked about we've been so long that we don't see our own gifts sometimes. We've been socially modified by jobs, different things as well over time. We'll just call life, if you will. So I think part of it is that we've been modified socially so much that we don't even see our own talents. So once you get around the right people, I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Miles Monroe when he was with us here in Georgia. I met several other top leaders. So it's important to be around people that's going to motivate you. You understand that life is more than you think, and that you need to find your talents, you need to find your gifts, and be able to hone those, if you will, and improve those. So once I understood that, hey, I could take those same talents I was doing for somebody else and getting paid very well for, that I could also do that in a business model. So I came up with a business model for that, and of course, with God's help, we were able to build and still building the Men Let's Talk Network, Brother King. So it's a combination of all the above, of helping others, but also knowing that you can do certain things. And if you love to talk, come on the network. If you love to help people, come on the network. If you like people, which you do, come on the network and build your own brand as well.
So what gap did you see in the market that your company was designed to fill?
Yeah, one of the biggest areas, Brother King, was the goal was to strengthen the family. That was the whole
Okay.
purpose of the Men Let's Talk Network, to strengthen the family. We started with the men, with the man, if you will, because he is responsible for protecting and guiding and helping his family, right, grow. If you're a single man, you're still responsible for yourself, of course, and you may have your mom and dad, your sisters and brothers and nieces, and you're responsible for them and helping them grow as well. So that was an important part. So the family, strengthen the family, strengthen the man, strengthen the woman. We have a net with that as well, and also guide our children, right? So they have more understanding about how to live proper lives. So that was the goal: is really to strengthen the entire family through the woman and through the children. And we had a tremendous business model that we could do that with. And it's all about people, right? It's all about meeting other people, getting to know them, relationships, collaborations, networking is very important. Man, we did a lot of networking prior to COVID. Brother King, as you know, we did a lot of networking, man. We were all over the place prior to COVID doing networking, meeting people.
Yes, sir.
So that helped a lot as well.
So can you tell us how did your engineering degree or your work in engineering influence your approach to business?
Hey, Brother King, I apologize. I don't know if it's on my side or not, but I'm getting a little delay on my end.
Okay. How did your engineering background influence your approach to business?
Oh, thank you so much for that question. Great question there as well. You know, one of the biggest areas I got really good at, because you want to keep your job, right? You had to get really good at solving problems. And as we know, Brother King, there's people solve their problem. Two of my biggest areas is I love to teach and learn on is planning, right? Planning. It
Hmm.
takes a lot to have it. Also, too, you have strategy. Also, too, think. We got to use this wonderful mind of ours, right? As well. On top of that,
Hmm.
so when you helping people think, help people strategize, people plan model. So people are willing to, they're gonna have to pay you for your time, right? So it's not free. So you want to make sure they can pay you for your
Oh,
time.
yes.
But I turned that, Brother King, into a consulting service where we now do deep dive uh, networking, we do deep dive consulting, deep dive planning, if you will, for their particular area, whether they're an entrepreneur, whether they're starting business for the first time, whether they have an existing business. We just do a great planning program for them to get them to the next level and to help them grow to the areas they want to learn about and be about. So that was the biggest area right there, is the planning side of it.
Mm. So, what are the biggest obstacles you face launching your company?
You know, I guess the biggest part of that was finding the target market, finding the market, because you
Mm.
can't be everywhere, right? So the goal, King,
Right.
was to find that market that really needed that help. And that took a lot of diving into the social media now, as you know. Matter of fact, as we speak, there's 74% of the planet is on the internet right now. 74%, Dr. King, is on the internet right now. So therefore, I had to learn, what's that mean? If everybody's online, what do I have to do? You have to set up your online systems, right? You have to do all of that. So one of the challenges was to try to find that target market and to understand what their needs was, and develop some type of system, if you will, where you find out what their needs were. One of my favorite quotes, Mr. King, is find the need and fill it. So once I found the need for the client, or for the potential client and customer out there, you were able to fill it by providing key services and key areas of interest. And we mainly targeted people who are in business, professionals, right? They could be doctors, lawyers, dentists, it doesn't matter. Nurses, we work with nurses, entrepreneurs, people who are authors, Brother King, like yourself, we love authors. Anybody who's writing a script, maybe a movie. We just help anybody who's willing to take on the service that we have provided for them as well. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Wow. So, for those young aspiring entrepreneurs that are watching today, what is some advice you can give them when it comes to
Yeah.
starting that business or start going into marketing to market that business? What's some advice that you could give them?
Oh, great, Brother King. Thank you so much for that one. You know, the biggest one I always tell my young people, even when I see them working around our city here as well, is, do you have any mentors? Do they have mentors, Brother King? They need a mentor or two. They need more than one, at least three mentors in their life. So I always try to find out. Some of them would say, hey, I want to be a nurse. I want to be a doctor, or I want to start my own business. But do you have mentors? So that's the first thing. Second thing is, ask a lot of questions, right, about what they want to do. So get with your mentors, find out who is doing what you want to do. For example, if you're a doctor or want to be a surgeon, go find a surgeon that will mentor you, right? Somebody who's already certified, qualified. Engineering, same thing there. Any area, you nurse, right? Find the find the top nurses in your city and say, can you mentor me? You know, if you want to be a farmer, you don't want to be a hat maker, you want to be a designer, working, find somebody who is really good at that and ask them, can you mentor me? I want to learn how to do this. And that, I think those are the two areas: mentorship and asking very successful and stay motivated and stay in tune with what's going on in your industry as well. As you know, industry changing as we speak. So
Yeah.
as well.
Define how do you define effective leadership in today's digital world?
I'm sorry, Brother King. I have.
Yeah, actually, yeah, 'cause you're kind of frozen on the screen too. Um, how do you define effective leadership in today's digital world?
Hmm. Oh, great question there on that area. Today, you have to be able to show a little bit about where you're at in the digital world today. For example, we all have to be on social media, without a doubt. A good friend of mine took a class years ago, Brother King, with a good brother out of Texas, and you have to be online. But he said you have to get the attention of the internet. You have to get the attention of the internet today. And how do you do that? You have to be on the platforms that get the attention. And of course, everybody can get online now and find that out, or you can contact either one of us and we'll help you with that as well. But today, and at least I would say at least 5 to 6 platforms, major platforms you should be on today just to get the attention of the internet. The next thing, you have to have a marketing and branding system right in place that where you can offer products, goods, and services, right? You got to be able to have that as well. So you got to have all that in place, set up properly so people can contact you for more information. And then you got to find your niche area, right? We talked about that earlier, your specific target market, if you will, and also not try to be everywhere. Sometimes we get to do too many things. We are some brilliant people, I can tell you that, but I can't do 15 things, right, at one time. So you want to do the best, you want to pick your best market, your best products and services, and basically stick to that one area. So whatever you're doing, get really good at that particular area. So I think focus is very important, Brother King. Focus and focus some more.
So when we think about though the digital era in itself, I mean, it kind of seems like it's more so like,
Yeah,
everything is like on that virtual basis. So in being on that virtual basis, I think it kind of makes it a little bit difficult, I guess, to kind of like manipulate, I shouldn't say manipulate, but find your way through the digital space. What are some of the things that you can pinpoint that are key
yeah.
areas when it comes to the digital space? How do you actually put that thumbprint there?
Oh, that's a great question there. Really, that whole system, if you will, Brother King, is like a map. We have to study the map. You have to understand the locations of the digital world. First thing you have to do is do some research, right? You have to research and understand the landscape. You have to understand the mapping. For example, what businesses are thriving in this area, what companies, right, what individuals are doing, what goods, products, and services, and all the above, what consulting areas are needed the most. You literally have to do research today to find out what's hot, what's needed, and then be able to use your wonderful brain and mind strategically figure out how I'm going to surgically get in here into this business. Now, we're also talking not only individuals, Brother King, but we're also talking about contracts with the state, with the city, with the county as well, because they do not produce anything. They still need products, goods, and services, in addition to the federal government, of course, as well. So all that has to be understood, but you're going to have to come up with your digital map to be able to find out where I'm going to go in this market based on what you can provide. It's out there, but it's a lot of work, a lot of planning, and you better understand the game of chess a little bit as well.
What is the most important skill every entrepreneur must develop?
Yes, sir.
So, what is the most important skill that every entrepreneur must develop?
Wow, great one. Yeah, great question there, Brother King. I would say people skills. I'm gonna start there. One of my greatest books and influence people, Brother King. That book literally
Mhm.
changed in addition to others as well. But that book, people, you have to people, you have people. You got to know people. You got to help them. You got to be patient with them. All of the above. So I would say if we hone and improve our people understanding, if you will, and rapport and how to get along with a customer says, well, I don't like your product, or whatever, or they want their money back. You got to be able to do all of that, with the professionalism that we all should have as well. So I would say the people skills part, just getting to know how people react, how people respond, how people talk and walk and look and things like that. So I think over time you learn that, but we still have to be present to understanding how people move across this wonderful world.
How do you stay innovative in a rapidly changing technological landscape?
Yeah, another great question. One thing I always tell people, first of all, we have such creative minds, right? Always, all of us have creative minds. We were born to create, as you know, Brother King. We were born to
Mhm.
create. And so that means we should always be thinking about how can I do this better? How can I make this service better, goods better? How can I make a better phone one day? I'm sure a smartphone, right? Make a better car. Time, right? We see the electric car now, and who knows what's going to happen 50 years from now, right? So always be thinking about how I can improve what you like to do. And another area, Brother King, is find out what do you like? What are some of your
Right.
talents? You could be an artist, right? You could be an actor.
Mhm.
It could be from A to Z, really. There's no limit, really. So you just have to find out what you like to do the best and then get really good, really good, and master your craft, if you will. Master your craft. And believe me, you'll find a niche in there. And in some cases, you'll probably create a niche. You may be creating a brand new brand, a new product. It could be an invention, right? A new invention that changes the entire world. So
Yep.
continue to always create by asking the question, how can this be done better? And then make it happen.
So, what advice would you give to first generational entrepreneurs?
Yeah, great question again, Brother King. The first thing that we do with our clients, Brother King, is first thing we have to understand what you want to do. So I encourage everybody to have an executive business summary. That's the first thing they should create. An
Mhm.
executive business, Brother King, know what they want to do because people are so creative. They've got a lot of ideas, but unless it's on paper, it doesn't really mean too much, right? You can walk into a bank, say, I need 50,000, 100,000. They're going to say, okay, where's the paperwork? Tell us what you're going to be doing. If you don't have that, it's going to be very difficult. So I would say the executive summary plan would be first. You got to hone in on that, make sure that's done correctly. Get with people like ourselves, Brother King and myself, to understand what you're doing as well, make sure it's ready to go to the next level. And the second part would be a business plan, is really understand what your business plan has to have and where your business is going. And then we basically consult with, and let's talk about it, okay, and see where you're going. Our goal is to help you be successful. So, two things, Brother King, is to have, normally it could be 1 to 2 pieces, maybe three at the max, and then be able to help them get their business plan in place. No doubt about it. Got to have it. Got to have it on paper. Got to have it on paper.
When you just mentioned the executive business summary, that kind of like just that jumped out to me. because I think a lot of times when people
Yeah.
do a business plan, some people put the business summary, put an executive summary in the business plan. Can you tell us what's the importance
Hmm.
of that executive business summary?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, absolutely. Life is really like a map. I mean, you got to have a map, right, to where you want to go. I think most people understand as well. So really, the executive summary is really a map, but also to you consult with a business owner already, or people like yourself, brother, and myself as well. We can't read your mind. We don't know where you want to go. We don't know your goals. We don't know your background. We don't know how you can qualify to start the business, the things you're going to need. So the area is like a map that need to know where you're going, and especially if you're going to need capital, right? You know about that, Brother King. If we need capital, we also got to be able to show that to the people we're going after money for, whether it's a grant, whether it's a loan, whether somebody, even family members may give you money, you still got to show them something, right? You know what you're going to do with that money. So that plan is like a map to let people know you have a plan, you know what direction you're going. You're going to go south here, you're going to go north here, you're going to go east here, and there's no confusion on what you want to do. So the executive summary is just a really great map to let people know that you're serious about your business.
So, how do you balance creativity with business structure?
Yeah.
So, how do you
And Brother King, for some reason, I got it.
balance creativity?
Yeah.
How do you balance creativity with business structure?
Ah, great area. Yeah, I love it, Brother King. That's a great question. And Brother King, I'm getting a little delay. I do apologize again for that. If you would repeat that question, I got part of it, of course, earlier.
So, how do you balance creativity with business structure?
Great question. First things is always be for whatever, if you're an entrepreneur or in business, you're going to always have either products, goods, or services, right? And maybe new inventions and things may come out of that as well. So whoever the CEO, president, founder is, they should always be thinking in the future, right? What can we do for the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, whatever that area is for you. So you always want to be in creative mode. So one of the key things today, because we're in a global market, Brother King, is that you have to keep up to date in your market and also yours, right, as well. So it's so important just to keep
Mhm.
abreast of what's going on, what's not going on, look, if you will, look for opportunity, right, for new business. Maybe another business has gotten business that contract for the state, whatever, another company, all the above. So it's really a constant keeping abreast of your own business, if you will. So the leaders of the business, like CEOs and founders, they're going to have to just stay up to date, Brother King, on everything that's going on in the marketplace, and not just in the United States, but globally now. And you can do that now
Mhm.
just do a few clicks on the network.
So, tell us, what is the most rewarding part of being CEO?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brother King. I had a little delay there again.
What's the most rewarding part of being CEO?
Oh, thank you so much for that. Yeah, probably the best part is seeing your clients get to their goals. To see other people reach goals. That's one of my areas, if you will, is to help people to get to their vision, to their goals that God has given them. So once I find out what God has given you, or you may know what to be doing, our goal is, Brother King, is seeing people get to their vision, get to their goal, get to their opportunities if they want to do that, whatever they want to do. Once we see them there, we're very excited about that. And they kind of just take over and they can go step by step. They can keep growing and growing. So seeing our clients grow and getting to their goals, that's the greatest. That's the greatest reward, my friend.
So let's talk a little bit about technology and digital transformation. How has technology changed the way we communicate and build community?
Yeah. And Brother Kim, I apologize again. I did not hear the full question there, my friend.
Technology changed the way we communicate and build community.
Ah, yes. I think today, if I understand the question correctly here, the education, we have to be continuously learning. Now, as you know, our schools are not helping us a lot these days, as you know, Brother King. So we have to be able to, from the home, I'll have to say we start with the home, mom and dad, mommy and uncle and auntie, sometimes grandma and grandpa, right? We have to be learning all the time. And how do we do that? One way, first of all, is through books. And I know you're an avid reader as well, Brother King. So we want to encourage people to read, right? Read on stuff. Read everything you can. Enjoy life. The second thing is be exposed to new things. For example, robots, right? Go to a robotic factory. Go to see where AI is used 100%. So I think education, and my other favorite word, Brother King, is exposure. Getting exposure to the technologies, exposure to education, new educating yourself, right? New ways of the digital era, if you will, on learning right there, out there through private, through we got schools, of course, we got higher learning, we've got public schools. They're doing as so key today, especially with our young kids. They got to see stuff in order to understand how things work.
Mhm. So, what emerging technologies excite you the most right now?
Yeah, I just got Brother Ken just got a text there that see my mic is cutting in and out. I'm not sure why that would be here. But let me see if I can fix that maybe. And if you would repeat that, Brother King, it'd be great.
What emerging technologies excite you the most right now?
Probably the best one right now would be the educational piece, where there's no excuse for learning today. So whatever people want to learn today, Brother King, they can learn it. It could be from A to Z. I don't care if you want to learn how bricks are made, how houses are made, right? How to design a blueprint. If you want to create a hotel, you can do that, right? How how to build a rocket, right? That you may want to take to another planet in the future. How electric cars work. So I think that's the biggest part of this is the learning piece, where there's no excuse for learning. it just appears that people are not taking advantage of the internet. They're not taking advantage of learning how to do certain things. And I think that's going to be key today, is helping people understand they can learn everything from the comfort of their home and the business. And I think, Brother King, that key part is that learning, all continuous learning mode. Take 5-10 minutes a day. It don't take much, but pick a topic, learn it. New language, new ideas, new information, whatever you need to know. I think that's the key today. We always got to be uh, feeding this wonderful mind. This is one of the best computers on the planet, as you know, is our mind.
As you think of that, because I think that is so true as you point that out. But
Yes, sir.
what do you recommend for those people that, where there's the pros and the cons when it comes to the artificial intelligence? Because it seems like
Yeah.
that is taking a front seat to basically everything, but I don't think people are using it properly.
No. Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in that area. So I think part of it is, again, is the educational piece, right? That's the first thing. Right now, Brother King, I am working with some active seniors here in Atlanta just to keep them abreast of what's going on. So our goal is to teach them, train them, but also show them how they can integrate it, right, into their lifestyle, whatever their needs are, right? So first of all, is finding the needs and filling that need, but also showing them how to use AI from an educational piece side, right? First of all, and then also from a business side as well. So they're very interested in learning without being afraid, right, of the technology. So a lot of times we just don't know what to do because we don't know how it works. We
Mhm.
don't know, nobody's teaching us, right, how to do that. So we have to be able to share that information with individuals so we can, what we call application training. So I call application training, Brother King, where we help people apply the technology to the application that they need. And that takes time because it takes time to train them, takes time to be with them. And this should be live. And a lot of times it should be live and in a setting where where they can ask questions and you can really get to know what some of their needs are. So I think a lot of it's just application training. It's not hard, and it's just we're not used to it. But we got to be able to break that down as professionals, like you and I are. We have to break that down so they can understand the techniques and the information on how digital world and AI is working today, and be prepared to ask questions for them.
So, can Black communities better position themselves in the tech economy?
Yeah, yeah, we can do that. Part of that. Again, I'm still getting a connection. Sure, what's going on with my internet here, but yeah, I think part of it is the educational piece. We've got to be. I keep going back to education and training. There's just no excuse for learning today. But we also have to have a plan, right? That means I have to have a plan for what I want to do. For example, I'm also an inventor, so I'm working on a new idea right now, Brother King, and others have ideas that they can improve a product on as well. So the key is you have to put yourself in position for learning. We have to do research, right, as well. And I also say you have to have some mentors as well that's going to
Mhm.
push you and also give you accountability for what you want to do with your idea or with your learning pattern, with your learning background as well. So education and also applying yourself to always be learning. There's just no excuse. People get, as you know, and they get what they know. And
Mhm.
so our goal is to help our community and our young people. Can't leave our young people out, right? Our goal is to help them out, brother, to understand how strategically think, how to plan well and how to understand the marketplace on the globe.
But as we think about our community already, and this is just like the factual. This is a factual basis. With them all with
Yeah.
already starting from behind and trying to catch up, and and with this being the finish line, but you get this close to the finish line, but you still haven't finished. What is that little small gap there that's in between? What are some of the things we could do to fill that in to actually help the community to really catch up and to be a whole lot better?
The community, we have to work together, right? So we have to be able to work
Right.
with other people, right? Other people, other organizations that we have similar interests in, right, as well. Really thousands of organizations and people like yourselves who are professionals. We got to be able to work with them, collaborate, right? Have meetings periodically and talk about where we're going, what's going on, how can I help you, how can you help us in this particular area? Because one organization is not going to be able to do everything, right? So one of the things we have to be able to work together as a community, right? That's the first thing. Second thing, you got to get the right people, right? We'll talk about right professionals. So you may have to do some interviewing because even if you're going to collaborate, you got to know, is it a good fit? It's called synergy. So when we have that synergy within individuals, with individuals or organizations, we can work well together. And then you got to have a plan, right? Dr. King, we got to have a plan as well, man. We got to be able to put a plan together. Who's going to do this? Who's going to do what? We get this big old contract happen with money. We're going to ship around the world. All that's got to be considered part of the plan, and that's where the all the business has just been discussed well in that area. So execution and also working with the right team, if you will.
So, what misconceptions do people have about technology and entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I think I think a lot of people have not done the research, right? Now, one thing I had to do, I have to talk about what I had to do. I had to look at the technology. I'm gonna use AI, Brother King, right now, and figure out, okay, how's it gonna fit into what I do? So the first thing you have to everything today. I did a video on that. You got to analyze everything, Brother King. You have to analyze how is this technology going to fit into what I do, and that's the first thing. So once you do that, you may have to get a certificate. You may have to get some training. You may have to do some research, whatever. Talk to a few people. But once I find out how I can use that to help my clients, help my contracts, if you will, coming up, all the above, that is one of the keys. How does the technology, how does AI fit into my business model or into my goals? Now, it may not fit. That's okay. That's what you want to know. But if it does fit, that's where you have to start ramping yourself up in order to build your business up to the next level as well. So very important to stay abreast of what's going on, but also to analyze, Brother King, how this fits into my business model. You really have to do a deep dive to see how this is going to work uh, into my business model.
So, so how do you help businesses adapt to digital transformation?
Yeah, one of the first areas for sure is that deep dive.
You said deep
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brother
dive.
King. I had an interruption there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah, I'm sorry. We had a little interruption there again. If you would repeat that, I appreciate that.
you just adapt to digital transformation.
Yeah, so business entrepreneurs, the key today, as you know, Dr. King, is information. And so today, really good at reviewing data, getting the right information as it relates to our business right model as well, and be able to understand there's got to be a way to grow this business to the next level. So whatever your area is, or if you want to start a new business, right, you're going to have to do some landscaping, right? You got to do some research in that area. So the K is going to be data. Again, a word called strategy. Then I got to figure out how am I going to get into this marketplace, how I'm going to offer these services to this particular market. Again, that deep dive comes from our brother King. It comes from having a good executive summary, having a good business plan, and having some good people around you to help you analyze what you just put on paper and also be able to push you to your next level of execution. So the key is it's got to be on paper and it's got to be understood. And you may have to tweak it. That's okay. And then they also got goals for the next 5 years, 10 years, or less in certain areas as well. So that one of that key areas, business plan and that executive summary. That's kind of the map of really setting up everything for their business and for their needs.
So, what role does cybersecurity play in modern business?
Yeah, great question as well. Matter of fact, I was just getting ready to next week. Is it next week? Yeah, next week I'll be talking to the seniors again, and that's one of our questions is on security. And Brother King, if you would repeat that one more time, I appreciate
it. The question was, what role does cybersecurity play in modern business?
Yeah, that is a key area, as you know, because everybody is pretty much 74% of the planet is on the internet. And guess what? I don't know who's out there. We don't know what's going on necessarily, specifically as it relates to your important data, right, from your business. So that area also has to be consulted, and you have to do your research. You have to do your homework. For example, your banking, right? For example, so all that has to be understood, move into these areas of business. So it's going to be very important that we understand what companies can protect, what companies are the best in their area. You're going to have to do your own research in that area as well to make sure that you're protected. Your whole company is on the internet in most cases, and it could be jeopardized if you don't know what's going on. So it's going to be very important for the CEO and the owner, if you will, to know how that side of the business works. We're talking about cybersecurity. We're talking about protecting your data, but not only your data, but also the data of our customers as well. And as you know, Brother King, I could get sued, right, real easily if that data is breached in the wrong areas for my clients and for my contracts as well. So all that's very detailed, very important. But again, as you know, some companies do that. Company, if you're big enough, your larger businesses will have a security person that will handle that for you as well. But for our regular entrepreneurs and for our smaller companies, you're going to have to get really efficient in that area as well. And there's a lot of help to help them in that area.
So when we discussed, prior to your coming on the show, and I told you we do Black History 365, and I asked you who were the most influential persons in your life and career, you told me it was Miles Monroe, Les Brown, and Herman Russell.
Yeah.
Can you tell us why is Black history essential to your identity and mission?
Yeah.
So can you tell us why
Yeah,
is
great
Black History?
question, Brother King. The biggest one, I had the pleasure of being a man. And I think as a Black man, we have to see success. We have to see it. We got to touch it. We want to hear it as well. And so I had the honor of meeting all three of those gentlemen in the past, we'll say past 10 years or more in the metro Atlanta area. They were here for conferences, here for meetings and so forth as well. I just happened to be, just happened to be at the right place to meet these guys. I even had the pleasure of meeting Zig Ziglar, uh, one of the top motivational speakers on the planet. He's, of course, now will motivate successful, but they're also giving you practical and great information to help you grow yourself, not so much your business, but yourself. As you know, prior to COVID, Brother King, our goal was personal development. I wanted to just get better. I didn't know what I was getting better at. We just wanted to get our personal development up. So they helped me tremendously on personal development and finding my brand, finding my niche market. So, but I was able to touch these men and also I also believe their stories, if you will, and believe their teaching as it related to success and entrepreneurship and mindset. Very important too as well. So, but seeing these people and understanding and reading their books as well on top of that, and then putting that information through their books and through their words into action that I could take as well. That helped tremendously, Brother King.
How did Dr. Miles Monroe influence your spiritual and leadership philosophy?
Yeah, Dr. King, excuse me, Dr. Brother King, Dr. Miles Monroe, his area was kingdom, as you know. He was always teaching, and even today, of course, all his videos and books and everything are kingdom related. So the thing I picked up the most from Miles Monroe was the thinking as the kingdom, God. He taught kingdom concepts. He taught kingdom principles, and all it took from really from the Bible, from the Lord, from the God, from the Holy Spirit on kingdom principles, and that's what learns on not family, but also for business as well. So, from summary, I picked up kingdom principles, kingdom thinking, and kingdom mindset. Incredible. And I still listen to him today through all his videos and books that I have purchased over the years.
So, how did Les Brown shape your voice as a motivational speaker?
One of the best quotes I hear, you got to be hungry. You heard that one, Brother King? Les Brown would always say, you got to be hungry. And so, to be hungry enough to pull off what I wanted to do, right? More about when you're in business, ladies and gentlemen, you got to be hungry, as Les Brown would say. You got to really want it, but that means you got to learn your skill. You got to read, right? You got to motivate yourself. You got to understand your markets today. You got to understand the digital world, as Brother King mentioned earlier. You got to understand what AI is doing, right? And take the positive things from that and put it into your business model if it fits, right? There's got to be some synergy there as well. So Les Brown helped me to be hungry, Brother King, to keep going and find out what you're supposed to be doing and get it done.
So, what is the greatest lesson you learned from Les?
One of the biggest areas that Les Brown, I had the pleasure of meeting him at least twice here in the metro Atlanta area, is that you have this area. He also taught a lot about serving others and helping others get to their dreams and goals as well. So the goal was always to help others grow, to be patient with people as well, and to help them find their dreams on top of building mine at the same time. So that was a big area. He was a really good, great giver. Still is a great giver today, and we always learned a lot from him in that area. Just helping others, Brother King, helping others grow and others up.
So, how did Herman J. Russell inspire your entrepreneurial journey? Did you get that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting him today. Yeah, there was a little delay again, Brother Russell. Sorry, Brother King. Excuse me. There was a little delay there. But yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting Herman Russell a while back. Now that his family has taken over the business now, he has passed. But the point is that he was one of the top construction owners in Metro Atlanta and actually in the state of Georgia. So he built a lot of, as a black construction owner, he built a lot of buildings, a lot of construction, a lot of part of the city, if you will, of Atlanta here in Metro Atlanta area. He's also responsible for the Georgia Dome. He was kind of, I'm sure what percentage he built, but he was responsible for building the Georgia Dome here in Atlanta, and also part of the new stadium. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but Brother King, but there's a new Mercedes-Benz, I believe his company was also responsible for building that as well. So just the fact that he was a black man in construction, a millionaire in construction, doing what he did and honing his skills. And then he had other black men and women in the same field. That was very inspiring and very
In closing, what are some words of wisdom and encouragement you'd like to leave for our audience, and tell them how they can connect with you via social media, your website, all of those good things that they could get from you?
Yeah, thank you so much, Brother King. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you so much for your time as well. And on this wonderful network, we thank Brother Charles Z. King for being on the network with him. What I, and I do apologize, technology side. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's all good. We thank God for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage everybody. Also, if those who want to network, and we do a 15-minute and a 30-minute no cost where you can come on and share what you do as business. If you're an author, right, you're an inventor, anything you like to do, you can come on a network as well to promote what you do. So we promote. The second thing, you can go to the MLT Networks, MLTnetworks.net. That's the website. MLTnetworks.net is the website. Also, to the email is menletstalk@gmail.com. menletstalk@gmail.com. And right now we do have, if you go to the website, that'll give you all the social media locations as well. But we're on LinkedIn, ladies and gentlemen, under MLT Networks or Kevin Vaughan. You can also go to our Facebook page under just type in Kevin, that'll come up as well. Also on TikTok, TikTok is loving us as well. So we're on TikTok, we're on Alignable, and all the major X as well, of course, on top of that, but our two major and our Facebook page as well. And of course, we do have a YouTube channel. You can access that through our network. Just type in MLT Network for the YouTube channel. That'll give you all the information there as well. Matter of fact, Brother King, we just hit 800 videos now. Our goal is to get to 1,000 videos by the end of the year. So right now we're over 800 this year so far. So I'm excited about that.
Oh man, congratulations to you on that. That's a
Yeah, thank you, man.
milestone. And so what I want
Yes, it is.
to
Yeah, I'm
do
excited,
is
man.
so in closing, I want to say for all of you that are watching, for those of you that have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channels, I would appreciate it if you would support us by subscribing to the YouTube channel as well as enabling all notifications. Therefore, you will be able to get the shows live as well when they come out. And you'll also be able to go back and watch all of our previous recorded videos, with all of the great professionals that have been here that are contributing to the growth of our communities around this country. So, in closing, I want to say, Dr. Vaughan, tonight you reminded us that leadership is not a title, it's a calling. You showed us that technology is not just about devices, but about connection. You demonstrated that entrepreneurship is not simply about profit, but about purpose. And you affirmed that spirituality is not separate from success, it is the foundation of it. Your journey reflects the brilliance of our ancestors, the resilience of our community, and the limitless potential of Black excellence. As we close tonight's episode, we honor your commitment to empowering others, your dedication to innovation, and your unwavering belief that greatness is within reach for all who dare to pursue it. Family, continue to walk in purpose, continue to build, continue to rise. This has been America in Black and White. I'm Charles King. Stay inspired, stay empowered, and stay connected. You all have a great evening, and we will see you all tomorrow for another great show.